so we can do our program. I don't think we're going to be super long, but we do have some, I think, interesting things to say and present to you. I am Raphael Mandelman, and this is Alicia Garza. And our job is to introduce a few fantastic people, including the man we are honoring tonight, David Campos. So we're going to start with a few thank yous. First of all, we want to thank the Blue Macaw. Thank you, Blue Macaw. And we want to thank Eric Orguello and John for bringing together all the food tonight from El's Cafe and El Delphine and El Metate, La Corneta, La Korea Grill. Thanks to all of those folks who got us food. Thanks to the host committee tonight, which includes Assemblyman Tom Amiano, Eric Arguello, Buck Baggett, Miguel Bustos, Sheila Chung Hagen, Petra de Jesus, Rachel Iborra, David Allen Gavrich, Dick Grossball, Mario Jose Hovel, me, Victor Marquez, Kim Srimafis, Lorena Maldorejo, Juliano Juli Milanesi, Laurel Munoz, Hillary Ronan, Mara Rosales, Rosa Sanchez, Julius Turman, Deborah Walker, and Jorge Garcia. Thanks to all of you. And thank you to our amazing DJs. Where did they go? Oscar Grande and Edgar Molina, thank you. And thank you to our fabulous singer, our entertainment tonight, Diana Gameros, who I think many people in the room are familiar with. She's one of the great voices of San Francisco. And I know David wanted to have her here on this important night for him. And so I think one of the first thing we're going to do is invite you to come up and sing for us. Diana Gameros.
much, David Campos, for representing al pueblo, ¿no? A la gente. Yo me considero parte de ellos, and I'm part of the mission. I live in the mission, so it really is an honor to be here. And thank you all of you for supporting David Campos. And so in honor to David Campos, I'm going to sing a song about El Campo. It's a song about the fields, about the life in the fields, about the beautiful work that people do and the beautiful things that we find in the fields, in El Campo. David Campos is on this song, so let's just yell it out. Come on, people, I know we can do this. We are mission people, right? So can we do this together? So I'm going to teach you the lyrics. It's ojalá que llueva café en el campo. Ojalá que llueva café en el campo. See, you guys are great. Why don't you? It's perfect. We're gonna make this, David Campos. We're gonna win this. So, ojalá que llueva café en el campo. Very good. I don't hear much noise over here. What's happening over here on this side? A ver, the people on this side. Ojalá que llueva. There we go. Okay, so we can do this, right? What was that? And that means, I hope it rains coffee in the fields. That just means we hope that we have abundance, and we will. If we sing together, we will. So let's hope for good things to happen. That's what this song is about. So here we go. stop by every Friday and Saturday at the Roosevelt Tamale Parlor between Bryant and New York. I have a regular gig there every Friday and Saturday, so make sure you stop by and say hi. Thank you. Go David Campos!
Can we give it up one more time for Diana, please? Right on. So as we continue on with the program, I'm going to turn it over to Rafael just to say a quick word, and then we're going to introduce the man of the evening.
So I can't believe that it has been 4 years. That it has been 4 years since David, or almost 4 years since David Campos was elected to the Board of Supervisors. And I know that there are some people in this room who knew that David Campos would be an excellent, excellent supervisor. Terry Fry. And I know that there are some people in this room who've learned over the last 4 years what an excellent supervisor David Campos has been and is and will be. And if you look back at the last 4 years, or the last 3.5 years, and what David has accomplished and what he has worked on, it makes me so proud of this man. If you think about his work on Muni and now on Free Muni for Kids, can we have a little bit of support for Free Muni for Kids? If you think about his work on healthcare and the work that he's done to make sure that employers in San Francisco pay their fair share and actually provide healthcare for their employees. Thank you, David. And if you think about, and this is something that I don't know that everyone knows, but I think David Campos is known as one of the supervisors who pays the most attention to the public's money and makes sure that every single contract that goes through City Hall that he looks at is carefully reviewed and protects the public. And that is so important in an environment where people don't trust government, that they have someone like David Campos looking out for them. So thank you for that, David. But when I think about the things that make me proudest of David and make me want to follow this man, for me it has a lot to do with David's understanding of the connectedness of lots of different struggles. And as a gay man, I appreciate that David is a leader in the gay rights movement and the LGBT rights movement. But what I really appreciate is that David understands that when we win marriage rights for the LGBT community, that is part of a larger struggle. And that is the same struggle as the struggle to make sure that young immigrant kids growing up in San Francisco don't live in fear, and their families don't live in fear. And David brings these different struggles of communities of color and poor people and queers and everyone else who's looking for a little bit of hope. He brings those struggles together, and that is why David is such a powerful leader and why he has such an important future in politics. And we are going to re-elect him supervisor this year, but David has a bright, bright future. Beyond that, I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited that you're all here. I just want to thank David and thank all of you for giving me the chance to say that.
Thank you, Rafael. So, before we bring up the man of the evening, I just wanted to also say a couple of words about why he's so important for the future of San Francisco. So, we all know, right, that we're in a crunch here in San Francisco. Okay? A lot of the communities that are trying to thrive here in San Francisco are being pushed out, priced out, right? Or in other words, wiped out. And these are the communities that really make San Francisco what it is, right? These are the communities that are attracting folks from all over the country to come and move here to San Francisco. And what's so important about David Campos is not only his humility in understanding what are the dynamics that are happening here in San Francisco, but his proactiveness in bringing together a diverse coalition of folks to try to be proactive and really embody the solutions that we need to make San Francisco great once again. This is someone who will never brag or boast about the role that he plays. In fact, this is someone prioritizes building the leadership of women, women of color, immigrants, queer people. He'll never tell you that. He just does it. And one of the things I appreciate the most about him, right, is that he doesn't talk about it, he just does it. So when you need to get something done, you gotta wake up at 8 a.m. to go knock some doors, right, or hand out some flyers, he's there with a cup of coffee and a smile and maybe a joke or two. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up David Campos, current and future supervisor.
Thank you so much. I know that there's a number of people in the back. I'm wondering if some of the folks in the back can come up. I know that it's a happy occasion, but I want to make sure that we're all just have a couple of minutes. First of all, I would ask you to simply take a minute to look around this room and look at the diversity that is in this incredible room. And you can see that this is the diversity that is District 9, that is San Francisco. And so a big round of applause to the diversity in the room. Thank you. Thank you. I have so many people to thank. I'm going to try to avoid going down the list for fear that I'm going to miss someone. But to all the incredible people who have volunteered their time in the last few days to put this event together, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. This kind of event does not happen overnight. There's a lot of energy, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of effort that goes into it. And so to the folks who are part of the kitchen cabinet, to the folks who are part of the host committee, thank you so much for the tremendous work that you have done. I cannot thank you enough. And so if we can give them a big round of applause, please, thank you. To our amazing MCs and to our incredible entertainer, please, let's give them, Diana Gamero, thank you so much. A big round of applause. I know that there were a number of elected officials here earlier. I know that Senator Mark Leno was here. I want to thank the Senator for being here. I know that Sheriff Ross McCarimi was here as well. I see that Jeff Adachi, our public defender, is also here. I also know that from the City College Board, John Rizzo is here. I don't know if I missed any other elected official, but I want to make sure that I thank you for being here. I also want to acknowledge a couple of special people in my life, not only my professional life, but my personal life, beginning with my partner, Phil Wong, who is somewhere in the back. Thank you, Phil. I wouldn't be able to do this without Phil's support, and he is the best part of my life, and you know, couldn't be here without him. I also want to acknowledge two very special ladies who, quite frankly, are the ones who ultimately make it so that I can be the kind of supervisor that I am. And they are Sheila Chung-Hagan and Hillary Ronan, who are as incredible and as amazing as any legislative aide can be. And the reality is that the kind of work that we do could not be done without that kind of a talent. I mean, you know with Hillary and Sheila that you have just incredible individuals who are truly dedicated. So I want to thank them. I'm really honored to have you in my life and to have you in my office. District 9 is very lucky to have you. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I also saw the chair of the San Francisco Democratic Party, Aaron Peskin, is somewhere in the back. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Thank you for being here and for your support throughout the years. Let me also acknowledge and give a special welcome to the different neighborhoods that are part of District 9. Not to take anything away from any other district, but I feel that we are the best district in the city. There are some folks here from the Portola. The Portola, that's right, in the house. And, you know, I'm proud to represent the Portola, and it may be that I represent even more of the Portola, so we'll look forward to that. Bernal Heights. An incredible neighborhood that is a neighborhood that is progressive, that really tries to welcome everyone, and that really represents the very best of our city. And of course, we are here in the Mission. So I'm very proud. I'm very proud that this first event is happening in the Mission. The Mission really is a microcosm of San Francisco. It reflects everything that's great about this city. And it's great to be here in this beautiful space at the Blue Macaw. So thank you, Blue Macaw, and thank you, Mission, for hosting us tonight. You know, what we have done in District 9 in the last 4 years in this office is to simply follow the mantra that government to work has to work for everyone. Government has to work for the wealthiest person to the poorest person. It has to work for every single neighborhood. It has to work for every single group, for every single person who calls San Francisco home. And that has been the driving force behind everything we do. That is why, in trying to make government work for everyone, we believe that we have to have transparent and ethical government that is open and accountable, and we're proud of the fact that we have done things like, you know, passing legislation that requires that the Ethics Commission actually televises hearings so that people of San Francisco can see what's happening in government. We also believe that government has to do the most with what it has, and that's why, even though, you know, you have conservatives that usually try to say that they're the ones who are fiscally responsible, we on the Board of Supervisors, progressive supervisors, have pushed for fiscal accountability. I'm proud that we introduced legislation to curtail overtime spending so that we in city government can live within our means the same way that everyday people have to live within their means in their own home. And that's the kind of government that we need to have, and I'm proud that we push for that. And it also means that when a city contract comes before the Board of Supervisors, we are going to scrutinize it to make sure that it's the best deal possible for the taxpayer. It is your money in the end. And that's why we push so hard, and I know my staff sometimes probably gets a little maybe frustrated about this. Competitive bidding. Make sure that we are getting the best deal that we can possibly get for the taxpayers of San Francisco, and we're proud that we're doing that, and we're going to continue to do that. And because of that, we know we've saved millions of dollars because of that effort. But certain things have to work for government to really be responsive to the needs of everyone. And public transit is one of those things, and I'm very proud of the fact that as now the chair of the County Transportation Authority, as a member of the MTC, which is the regional transportation body, we are trying to make sure that public transit is truly accessible to all San Franciscans. And we have heard from families and kids that kids are having to choose between getting on a muni bus or buying lunch. Many of them are risking getting on the back of the bus and maybe getting a ticket because they can't get to school. We as a city are better than that, which is why we are proud that we introduced the concept of free muni for youth. And if cities like Portland are doing it, why isn't San Francisco leading the way on that? And we're not saying just do it. We're actually finding the resources, finding the money so that we can see that if we actually spend our money well, that the money is there to provide that basic service. Now, when it comes to other issues like public safety is a top priority. But public safety is more than just police, it's more than just firefighters. That's a very important component. It's also about protecting services that are preventing violence in our neighborhoods, which is why I am proud that as a supervisor of District 9, we work very hard to protect funding for violence prevention programs that are keeping kids off of our streets and giving them other opportunities in life that they don't otherwise have. That's part of public safety too. And when it comes to policing, we believe in community policing. And we are proud that we work with our neighborhood, that we work with people from all over District 9, and we actually enacted legislation last year, which is the first of its kind, that actually codifies community policing as a requirement of every area of operations of the San Francisco Police Department. And because of that, the San Francisco Police Department passed the first of its kind Department General Order that actually requires police officers to be connected to the community. It's the first time that any big city department has done that in the country, and we are proud of that. On the issue of healthcare, we believe that healthcare is not just a privilege, that healthcare is a right. I'm proud of the fact that, first of all, about a year plus ago, we passed the legislation creating the healthcare services master plan that actually requires healthcare planning for the city of San Francisco, so that now as a city we're actually looking to see what the healthcare needs of our population are, not just now, but in 5 years, 10 years. And that when we have plans, land use plans, on a specific health facility where it's being rebuilt or it's being built, a new facility, that we actually take into consideration the needs of our population before we actually approve a project. What a radical concept. And we support our small businesses, and we believe that small businesses are going to be successful, but they also need to treat their workers well. And we are proud that most of our small businesses do that. And we're proud of the fact that we passed legislation last year with the work of the Progressive Workers Alliance and the help of Supervisor Marr against wage theft legislation that actually provides more authority and more power to the Office of Labor Standards so that workers are actually paid the wage that is due to them. And we are proud, by the way, that we introduced legislation to close a loophole in the healthcare security ordinance where you as a consumer are being asked to pay more at a restaurant and some of these other businesses. They're charging you to provide healthcare, and then we realize that 80% of the money they collect, $50 million, is actually pocketed back by these businesses. We don't believe that's right. We don't believe that's the San Francisco way of doing things, and we are proud. We are proud that we introduced legislation to change that. That is the kind of office that we are trying to run. And we are proud that going forward right now, we are working to make sure that we maintain our democratic process and that we maintain our effort to involve more citizens in the voting process. That's why I'm proud to support ranked choice voting. That's why I'm proud to support public financing so that it's not just corporate money that is funding these campaigns, and that you as a voter have a say in who gets elected. That's why it's so important that our public finance system be protected. And we have other things that we're working on. We are proud of the fact that we're going to continue to push the issue of free muni for youth. We are proud of the fact that we're going to focus on job creation. But the one thing that I want to say, and this is really important, that it's important that we expand this base, that when we look around this room, we see that we have a diverse population here, and that diversity has to be reflected in how we approach politics and how we actually do the work we do. And that's why I am proud of the fact that even though I have a specific perspective on some things, I have always been someone who listens. I have always been someone who brings people to the table. I have always been someone who believes that you have to take the time to get to know people and give every perspective the opportunity to be heard. That's the kind of politics that we believe in. That is the progressive politics that we believe in. And that is the progressive politics that has made San Francisco what it is today. So I want to say to you just one final thing. We are proud of what we have accomplished in the last 4 years, but we are also focused on the next 4 years. Because the work that has to be done is there. And I want you to know that I'm going to, if I'm reelected, I'm going to be the best supervisor that I can possibly be. I can tell you that I wake up every day thinking, how do I do this job better? How do I do the best job that I possibly can? That's the kind of supervisor that I try to be, and that's the kind of supervisor that I'm going to continue to be. But I'm not going to do it on my own. I need your help. We're not sure what our district is going to look like. We're not sure where the lines are going to be. But we know that in the end that this campaign will be successful because it's a campaign that is rooted on people, that recognizes the power of this community, of these communities, of the diverse communities of the city and county of San Francisco. So I need your help to make sure that we have a successful campaign. So we make sure, please don't leave without signing up. If you can volunteer your time, please make sure that you let us know so that when we need to walk those precincts, we know who to turn to. If you can donate, we need some money to also be able to have a viable campaign. That's part of the process, so we appreciate your contributions. Again, I can't thank you enough for being here tonight. And then just a final set of words in Spanish. A los que hablan español en el cuarto, saludos. Y quisiera decirles simplemente que para mí ha sido un honor ser el representante del distrito de la misión de Bernal Heights y de Portola en la alcaldía. Estoy aquí pidiéndoles su apoyo, les agradezco mucho el hecho de que estén aquí. Tenemos una campaña que está basada en los principios que reconocen la importancia de representar los intereses de cada comunidad. Queremos un gobierno que sea responsable y que responda a las necesidades de cada persona. Esa es la clase de supervisor que he tratado de ser y es la clase de supervisor que seguiré siendo. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
Contributions, but we actually really need to make the pitch for contributions because, as David said, he does not know if he's going to have an opponent. But whether or not he has an opponent has a lot to do with whether you write a check tonight and whether you convince your friends to write checks and contribute online. So if you can give more than you intended to give when you walked in the door, you need to do that. And it is critically important to David's re-election this year, and it is critically important to his future in whatever race he might ever run for. He needs to raise money for this race, and he can't do it without you. So if you believe in David Campos, and you believe in his vision of politics and his vision of San Francisco, then write a check and write a bigger check than you intended. Thank you and enjoy your evening.
I forgot to thank our amazing DJ, Oscar Grande and Edgar. Thank you so much. Thank you.